What's good? All right, 2 minutes early. What's good, everybody, man? Happy today. Hope everything is going well with you. If you hear me speaking a little more quietly today, it's because my wife told me to shut the fuck up and not disturb what she's doing at work. So I have to be a little more quiet today. And if you hear me speaking too loudly, please remind me to be a little more quiet out of respect for the wife who also has to work at home. So let's say what's up to everybody. Thomas Moreland, what is good with you today, man? Jeff, the producer, H-Town. Marvin Kennedy says Floyd would have picked Spence apart. Floyd had faster hands and very elusive and had a very high boxing IQ, but I do think Spence would have had given Floyd all he can handle and more. Just my opinion. Yeah, we can talk into that. I think that's a reasonable point of view, man. But I'll say what's up to everybody, and then we'll get a little bit more into the details of it. Because I think there's some things that you should think about relative to that fight. When we're talking about the prime Floyd Mayweather Jr., in my opinion, dude, the 147-pound Floyd was not the prime Floyd. But we'll get into that after I say what's up to everybody, man. B&B Boxing, St. Cruising in the building. What's going on? A Wavy 09, what's happening? CF Sports and Entertainment, salute to you as well. Marvin Kennedy, what's good? He says, I think their fight will somewhat resemble the Floyd versus Canelo fight. Only Floyd would have taken more punishment by Smith. I do think it would resemble a fight, but I don't think it would resemble that fight. The fight that I think it would resemble would be more along the lines of Jose Luis Castillo. Because Canelo Alvarez is not a pressure fighter. He's a counter puncher. He's somebody that likes to set up openings. He fights a lot like Floyd. You know, he's not somebody that's just balls to the walls going after you like that. I think more like a Marcus Maidana. I think that the fighters that are most similar to Floyd, to Errol Spence that Floyd fought, are Jose Luis Castillo and Marcus Maidana. Guys that are just not going to give you a rest. They're going to push the fight. They're going to put so much stuff on you that you're going to make mistakes. And that's why Floyd made mistakes against Jose Luis Castillo, and he made mistakes against Marcus Maidana because of the consistent amount of pressure. So I feel what you're saying. I just think that the fights that are more similar are the ones where he's fighting a pressure fighter, because Floyd is that Canelo is not a pressure fighter. Manny Pacquiao is a pressure fighter, and he's a southpaw pressure fighter, but not as intensely, not the same way that Floyd is. Not the same way that Errol Spence is. And there's also like a tremendous size difference between the two of those guys. What's going on, Dark Vader? Let me make sure I say what's up, everybody, though, man. Cool Breeze, what's good? Brian S., what's going on, man? Eric Jenkins in the building. Lowest common denominator boxing, home of the demographic, said, salute to everybody in the chat. Dark Vader in the building. Salute to you, Underground Asylum, man. I got to go back to your channel to see if you got any more cooking videos up, man. I haven't been there in a while, man. My bad. Bert from Mardican, what's going on, man? Windsor Todd Wong, salute to you. Jeff Bert, yes, sir. Salutes to the LDBC all day, every day. Boxing Conversations, Reggie Owens, Maz Nations. Jay Lex, Bert from Mardican. Junior the Truth in the building. What you cracking up about, Junior the Truth? What's going on, Ashley's Corner? St. Cruz and Spence gets him. Oh, today it's a wash, dog. So, okay, cool. What's up? Is Leaford in the building? My man Leaford is in the building. What's good? Said Floyd can still dance, sir. Hell no. He would get his ass whooped right now. Ain't no way, dog. What's your point? What's your point? Facts. I think Spence would beat Money Mayweather. I don't know about Pretty Boy Floyd, though. Here, man. Dude, Pretty Boy, the prime. Let's first of all talk about what prime Floyd Mayweather Jr. is. Okay. He said, enough respect, Hanan, live action. You keep it 100. Thank you, dog. I appreciate it. What's good with you, man? Broderick Hunter in the building, man. Floyd fighting at 154. He's not coming down to 147. General Squirrel said, Fanon, shh, getting too loud. I'm trying. Fuck, I gotta whisper. See, the problem is I got bass in my voice, real bass in my voice. I don't know what all this Fannon ain't got bass in his voice stuff. I got bass in my voice, and that shit carries all the way over to that room. I'm gonna try, man. Yeah, Prime Floyd. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, DJ Einstein. Prime Floyd was Pretty Boy, and that's why I'm like, I don't know, because he's never. But dude, Lloyd, because Errol Spence is big, man. Dude is big. Exactly. Lightweight Floyd 135. Dude, Floyd is a 135-pound fighter, dude. Any way you cut it, he's a 135-pound fighter, man. He fought, like, I don't even know how many real. Canelo Alvarez is a true 154. You know, he's a true 154, a big dude. Oscar De La Hoya was at that time was a legit 147-pound fighter. Who else did he fight that were really for real welterweights? You know, like like Victor Ortiz. That was not a big one, and he sucks. I'm talking about a big welterweight that can fight. I don't know if he's had it, man. Money beats Spence as well. 8-4. Oh no. I seriously, dude. I think, first of all, let's remember it. Burt from Martin said, for non-international boxing, best out. Let's remember this first and foremost. Errol did beat Floyd's ass. Floyd, when he says that, Cotto's a 140-pounder. He ain't no big 154. He started off at a 140. He's not a big welterweight, dude. Cotto's a 140-pounder, man. He's not that big. He fought at 140. I mean, he fought guys at 160. I know he got a 160 belt off of a broken down Sergio Martinez, but I don't think he's not big like Errol Spence Jr. is. Dude, Errol Spence Jr. mopped the floor with Canelo Alvarez. I mean, not Canelo Alvarez, excuse me, Miguel Cotto. And definitely at that stage in his career, I think Floyd fought him post Manny Pacquiao destruction. He said, Harden step back. He said, yeah, he got kicked out of gym for whooping Floyd's ass. Yeah, dude, he has whooped Floyd's ass already. It's so I would say, dude, really? That's what I mean. Let me put it this way. I would not say that he couldn't, that Floyd couldn't beat him, because it's Floyd and you got to see it in the ring. But still, dude, every dog got his day, man. And that ain't no easy fight for that ain't no easy fight, man. Dark Vader said, Fannon, much appreciate the conversation in the channel. Thank you, man. We got some, by the Patreons. I got to tell something to my Patreons. Hold on. Damn, I can't gong. Be gonged. You've been gonged, okay? I damn sure can't gong today. But much love in that super chat, dude. And thank y'all so much for your support to the channel. Patreons, though. For all the people, I got about 50 Patreons that really are truly patrons. You know, cats that come out, that understand sometimes, you know, that are intermittent with my content on Patreon, but that's changing. But dude, I put out a video today entitled, Mammy Dolls Get That Nigga Wake Up Call. Because some Mammy Dolls got their nigga wake up call today, dog. You remember, you know, Mass Arms says sparring is not the same when you get under those lights, dog. But Errol don't care about them lights, dude. Errol's been under the lights. Errol Spence Jr. ain't choking under the lights. Mass Arms, he's already done it under the lights. He went over there to the O2 arena. No, not Kamala. First of all, Kamala Harris can get that. First of all, okay, y'all get up off of y'all get the fuck up off of Kamala Harris. After it's all said and done, dog, she lost. She pulled off. Leave Kamala Harris and her fine ass sister alone, okay? She ain't doing. She just doing what she paid to do. She understands. Kamala Harris understands. What happens is silk and diamonds and silk. You know the mammy dolls, them walking mammy dolls, silk and diamond. They got fired. I shouldn't be laughing about somebody getting fired, dog, but this shit is funny to me. Straight up funny, because they got fired for saying something about Bill Gates. Like I tell y'all, all you Negroes that want to talk bad about other Negroes, y'all got to remember this. You will be supported and you can live well talking down to Negroes. But once you start talking down to them European Americans, they will throw your ass out as fast as you can poot. As soon as you can say Uncle Tom, fast as you can say Uncle Tom, they will throw your ass up out of there. And they got their asses, thrown the fuck out. He said Kamala is a two-faced bitch. First of all, Kamala Harris at about the age of 32 was fine. And I have my own methodologies, political methodologies. I already told you, for Stacey Dash, I will sell all you Negroes straight. I will stick all you Negroes on a time machine and send your black asses back to Mississippi in 1802 for them. So I don't want to hear about it, dog. I make special exceptions. Dog, I sell all y'all down the river. All of y'all. I don't care. I got no shame, dog. I got no shame, man. I'm just kind of kidding. Not for Kamala. For Kamala Harris, you can have Kamala. But you can't touch Stacey, okay? You can't taste Stacey. Oh, Bill Gates is, of course. See, that's what she said. That's what he said, though. You can't do that. You can't see. Bill Gates is a liberal. Let me tell you what happened. Bill Gates is a liberal. So they thought they could run off the lips and talk shit about a liberal. And they got their asses corrected real fucking quick. Dude, I'm still laughing at your dumb ass, because I know you still listen to my live streams. I still know you do, but I gave you that piece of advice that probably let you get your channel monetized, dummy. But remember what I said, dude. You can get away with talking bad about black people, but as soon as you start talking about the European Americans, all those people that supported you for talking bad about us ain't got shit to do with you when you do that. And you, what's wrong? I can talk bad about them, but I can't talk about you. Yeah, nigga, exactly. That's the point. And that's what she learned, dog. That's how it works, dog. That's how it works. So anyway, I'm laughing, dude. I laugh every time. I laugh, dog. I laugh vindictively and scornfully when that happens to people, man. Tulsi Gabbard, fine as hell. Oh my God, she's a vet. She do everything right. She never get in office. Oh no, she ain't never get in office. But look, dude, I'm sorry, dog. I don't do it, dude. Like for the real. But Kamala Harris's sister, dude, seriously, screw all y'all. Y'all got to go. Okay, go look up Kamala Harris's sister and tell me that you wouldn't send a couple Negroes down that river. Y'all send Negroes down the river for about $1.25 and $1.25 and a McDonald's and some McDonald's and fries. And a cheeseburger and fries. Don't get on me for it. Anyway, back to it though. I was just clowning, man. Just clowning. Let me get back to my man super chat. Lawrence Brown said Floyd fights opponents that he knows he can beat. Yeah, in the welterweight division, no doubt about it, dude. That's exactly what Floyd did. That's why I'm like, Floyd wouldn't fight him. Like Floyd could have fought Sean Porter. He ain't fighting Sean Porter. He could have fought Paul Williams. He didn't fight Paul Williams. He could have fought Keith Thurman. He didn't fight Keith Thurman. And those guys were all in the division at the time that he was there, but he had his Cinco de Mayo and whatever the is Mexican Independence Day in September. He fought on Mexican holidays against people with Spanish last names. And he ran it out. Okay, so that whole Floyd at welterweight deal is a little bit of an optical illusion, man. He was not fighting in the welterweight division where you had big welterweights. He wasn't fighting like Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns. And now, if you ask me whether or not Floyd could beat Sugar Ray Leonard, then I think that that's a tougher conversation for me, because Thomas Hearns is a for real welterweight. Starts at welterweight, ended at light heavyweight. Like Floyd, I don't think Floyd could beat Thomas Hearns, and I think Floyd would have next to no chance of beating Sugar Ray Leonard. None. Now, a lot of people, when I say that, people always think, 50 people said what Errol said, delusion. Hector Pergal, dude, name 50 people that are Errol Spence Jr. Name the 50 people that are Errol Spence Jr. You're talking about Errol Spence Jr. You're talking about the 50 people that fought Floyd. You're thinking Diego Corrales. You think Diego Corrales is Errol Spence Jr.? You think Chop Corley is Errol Spence Jr.? Who do you think is? You think a over the hill already got beaten up and lost to multiple fighters, Oscar De La Hoya, is Errol Spence Jr.? No, friend. There is nobody on that record other than maybe Canelo Alvarez that is like a Floyd Mayweather Jr. But again, styles make fights, dude. And Canelo Alvarez doesn't fight like that. Canelo Alvarez he's not a southpaw, number one. He's not a southpaw. He's not an aggressive fighter. He's not a body hunter and a body hunter who can take the lead and counterpunch. That's a different style, man. That's a different style. Canelo Alvarez is a pot shot artist. By and large, he's a pot shot artist. Later on in his career, he started walking people down and stuff like that. But, the Errol Spence Jr. dude, that ain't no easy dude. Errol Spence Jr. is like Sean Porter. That ain't no easy out for anybody, man. That's not an easy out for anybody. For real, that's not an easy out, man. What's going on? D-Style Boxing in the building, man. Look, y'all, please subscribe to D-Style Boxing. Make sure you go to D-Style Boxing's live streams that he does in the evenings, and also join his channel. If you've not noticed D-Style Boxing, even though I had not been in the chat, I am a member. He has a member function like mine. Where you see Underground Asylum and Burt from Artican right underneath there are members to the channel. Please join D-Style Boxing, man. This dude has been around for a long time. This is one of the better minds of anybody doing boxing videos. If you listen to him long enough, dude, you will see what I'm talking about. I've been a fan and a supporter of D-Style Boxing for years. That is not a paid commercial. Really and truly, dude, he does very, very good work, man. Shout out to you, man. Mass Arms, I guess we're acting like everyone can beat Floyd now. Can beat Floyd now? No. Well, everybody can beat Floyd now? No. But dude, this is Errol Spence. Errol Spence ain't everybody, man. I'm not saying that, okay, Adrian Bronner is calling out Floyd Mayweather Jr., so I'm going to pick Adrian Bronner over a prime Floyd Mayweather Jr. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pick Vasily Lomachenko over him. I might not pick Keith Thurman over him. I might not pick Terrence Crawford over him. I'm just saying that the style, the only styles that have given Floyd Mayweather Jr. problems are very aggressive fighters who go to the body and can cut the ring off and make Floyd fight the entire fight. Because if you are able to have high activity against Floyd, you got a chance. But Floyd, now I'm not saying it's a given that Floyd wouldn't be able to do this, but Floyd will make people throw a lot less punches. Like fighters that are typically very, very active become significantly less active when they fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. So it is a matter of it's not a matter of a guaranteed runaway for Errol Spence. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the best fighter of this century. Without it, in my opinion, I don't even think there's a doubt. He's the best fighter of the century. And our century is 20 years old. I mean, 20 years in. I think he's better than ever. I think he's a better fighter than everybody, but there's styles for everybody, man. There's styles for everybody. So when I say that, I'm looking at the style. You know what I mean? When I look at like Terrence Crawford's style, and I'm doing a project for my Patreon, and it's probably going to take me like 2 weeks to get it done, but I'm literally going through all Terrence Crawford's fights, man. Watching how Terrence Crawford fights, man. Dude, Terrence Crawford's a fucking beast, man. Like, that boy's a beast. Like, he's super smart in that ring, man. Really smart. But the things that he does, I don't know if he would be able to do that against Floyd Mayweather Jr. I don't know if he'd be able to do it. Like, there's two different Terrence Crawfords in the ring at the same time. So like Terrence Crawford is like fighting two different people. For real. There's the orthodox Terrence Crawford, and then there is the southpaw Terrence Crawford. And for real, it's like watching his fights and watching them carefully. He really does switch between what seemed like to me to be two entirely different people. When he is in orthodox stance, he's coming in there to kill you. I mean, like when he's in if Terrence Crawford switches to orthodox, Your ass is about to get into a fight. Like, like he is throwing for real in the orthodox stance. The southpaw stance, when he switches to southpaw, he basically shuts you down. Like, I think he uses southpaw primarily defensively. Now, if you ain't coming at him, he can come at you. You know what I mean? He'll come at you from the southpaw stance. He can be aggressive in the southpaw stance. He can, exactly. Orthodox is the fucking brawler, dude. So I don't know, though, whether or not, yeah, exactly. The Orthodox is the brawler. Southpaw is the chess player. Absolutely. I'm stealing that shit, Bert from Artican. I am stealing it. But I'm doing like a real, he said that lead right for Mayweather too much. Maybe. But Errol's hands are like this. Dude, Errol is not that easy to hit, dude. Errol's hands, if he's going to straight right, well, he better get straight through it. But then when he throws it, something else is coming. However, I'm not saying that that it's no way that Floyd Mayweather Jr. can win that fight. That would be absolutely ridiculous to say that. Said, feel free, sir. Oh, yeah, I'm stealing that because that is beautiful, dude. Yeah, exactly. Jermaine Johnson said southpaw is his defensive stance. But if you're bullshitting, he'll come at you in the southpaw. He'll come at you in the southpaw. See, that's the thing, though, dude. That's why I think Terrence Crawford would have a hard time with Floyd. Because Floyd's going to see that switch. Floyd's going to see that switch. And he's going to have to fight him in southpaw. There's not going to be any orthodox. There's only going to be southpaw for Terrence Crawford, which means that's more of a defensive fight. More of a defensive fight. And in a more of a defensive-minded fight, kind of more of the scientific fight, I would give the advantage to Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a thinking contest, because I think Floyd is more fundamentally sound than Terrence Crawford is. I think Terrence Crawford hides some of his deficiencies in the southpaw stance. When you watch some of his earlier fights, when he's strictly busting people up, and I mean early fights, and I know he could have been, as he changed the style that he fought, the further along his career he went. Earlier in his career, he's hitting people with he's straight up orthodox, beating people down in the orthodox stance. However, he leaves his chin in the air. I mean, when he's letting go, his chin is there. Sometimes there will be times when he leaves in the middle of that, he leaves his chin right in the middle. And that's when he can get hit. You don't see that with Floyd. Floyd just doesn't have a lot of. General School said, I know something you don't know. Why are you smiling? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you know that I don't know, dog? Don't be teasing me. I know something you don't know. How about that? We can exchange. Oh, I'm not left-handed. Bud got too much reach for Floyd. I mean, Floyd got reach. I'm just saying that it's not out of the question that Floyd could pull that off, dude. Why am I smiling? Shit, I'm talking boxing with people that are good people. That's why I'm smiling. Why shouldn't I be smiling, dog? We're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. I'm safe. I'm kicking it, talking boxing with shit. Leaford's in the chat. Y'all don't even know Leaford. Leaford's one of my best friends in the world. So Leaford's in the chat. I feel like I'm kicking it. All I need right now, Leaford, is I need one of them big fat ones. Leaford and me, dog. Let me tell you, dude. Me and Leaford used to blow big ones. We used to blow big ones. You remember that, dude? We used to get we would get like 400. The shit, it would be like $400 an ounce, dog. We would get this. That's back when I was a lot more wild. Me and Leaford used to go get these sacks for it was like 400 and oh. And we used to get them shits and get big ass cigars. Them motherfuckers would be chimney, dude. We'd be through that shit in like 2 days. Heads be out, dog. So having Leaford in here, dude, that's my dude, man. He said it's from the movie Princess Bride. I don't understand. D-Style said fantasy welterweight tournament. Spence defeats Vernon Forrest. Callie and I were overruled. Over Vernon Forrest beating Errol Spence? Oh no, I overrule you on that too. Dude. You see what happened, but man, he got a touchy chin, dude. He got beat by Ricardo Mayorga. He just got a touchy chin. I can't go with the Viper because that chin's too touchy. And I think he'll get inside. I think he'll get inside of that jab, though. But RIP to the great Viper, Vernon Forrest, for sure. Always love to hear his name. Team King Ali said, Fannon, just watched Kell Brook versus EJ Classic breakdown of bodywork. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's why I'm saying he's not going to get scary under the lights. Errol ain't scary. Errol is not scary. That is a big money fighter, dude. He did not care. And see, there's something that I heard from his dad. If you guys remember, I have a video up on the channel where I interviewed his father, Errol Spence Sr. If you're listening, my friend, what's good with you, man? Stay good. I hope you guys are safe. But his pops was on my channel. We were chopping it up, and he said that he talked about. I was like, man, did it make you feel funny at all going over there to go to the UK and and fighting in that situation with Kell Brook? And he said he was like, nah, it wasn't nothing to us. He said it wasn't nothing to Errol. Shoot, he used to travel around international competitions, and everybody hated Americans. So he was like, every fight he had, people were, every fight he had, people were, cheering for the other guy, jeering him, booing him, all that stuff. So he was like, he learned early from the international competitions to deal with that. So when he went over there to the O2, that's big. That's overseas. Number one, that's overseas. And it's a big arena with a lot of people cheering against you. Right. And then, so he not only did that, he did it at home too, in Dallas, fighting in front of 55,000 people and put on a show. So I just don't think, and I think that Errol Spence, with that kind of his whole personality, it's not up and down. He's just a very even-keeled person. It's like he's one of the only dudes I can see that can be even-keeled while he's trying to kill you. You know what I mean? It's something that ain't right with that dude in that regard. Paul Williams said himself, Floyd never ducked him. Okay, did I say ducked him? I said he didn't fight him. Lift one. I said he didn't fight him. I didn't say he ducked him. You know what I mean? Matthew Valentine says Spence and Bud beat Floyd. Shake my head. Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think Bud gets him. Right now, of course he does, but I don't think so. I don't think Bud's as good as is. Now, see, Bud and him came from the same general weight classes. Even though I do believe that Bud Bud's career is interesting, man. Like, really delving into it, dog, he's like the anti-Errol Spence. Like, I looked at it and I was like, dude, I should really be feeling for this dude. Like, dude, he was the stone that the builders forgot. He was the brick. He was the stone that what's the saying? He was the stone that the builders refused. He's the stone that the builders refused. To see his early fights and look at the guy he was, dude, he was looking like, dude, when I'm talking about the early one, I'm talking about the dreadlock, the dreads, Terrence Crawford, before he had his first fight on television where the guy from the Top Rank said that he looked like somebody that would rob you in the streets. I was like, wow, did you really say that about him? Because he was fighting this guy whose name was Gorgeous George. It was George something or other, right? But it was a guy that was I think he was from Mexico. He might have been, he was a good fighter, nothing special. But they literally referred to him as this is a good-looking guy. And Terrence Crawford's a nice kid, but he's somebody that looks like, you'd be afraid to go anywhere near him because he might rob you. That's how they referred to Terrence Crawford on a top rank card. I was like, wow, dude. And then after that, when he got his shot against Breidis Prescott, because remember, he got his shot against Breidis Prescott, he wasn't supposed to get that fight. He was supposed to fight somebody else. He wasn't on some path to be in the top lightweight. He was supposed to be some also-ran dude. So when he got his championship shot, he got it against Breidis Prescott, but he had to fight Breidis Prescott at 140 pounds. And he was like, oh, yeah, man, I'll do it. Like right away. Yeah, I'll drop my opponent. I'll fight Breidis Prescott. So he got the Breidis Prescott fight on last minute notice. He got it last minute. So he had to go fight a guy at a bigger weight class who was a knockout artist, if you remember, or not a knockout artist, but a very difficult, strong fighter. He's the guy that knocked out Amir Khan, who was, I think Amir Khan was he was a lightweight when he got knocked out, and he was a lightweight that had I think he was an undefeated lightweight at the time. Breidis Prescott beat him, and an Olympic silver medalist. So a British Prescott, a Colombian, come forward, big, hard punching Colombian, dude. That was a fight that I think Terrence Crawford was actually an underdog in. He was an underdog in that fight with British Prescott. But then he came up there, and once he beat British Prescott like that, and then not only that had to happen, right? He had to move up in weight to beat British Prescott, but also Adrian Bronner had to leave the weight class. Because at the time that Terrence Crawford was coming up in the lightweight division, it was Adrian Bronner that was considered to be the special fighter at lightweight. But then when Adrian Bronner moved from 135 to go fight Paulie Malignaggi, that's when they were like, oh, well, there ain't nobody left in the welterweight. There's nobody left in the lightweight division. The only guy that could possibly be the best fighter now is Terrence Crawford, right? So it was like Terrence Crawford got his main promotion by default from Top Rank. Top Rank didn't look and seek to find him when he came out of the amateurs, because he didn't make the Olympic team in a bad decision. I've looked back at the fight and I think it was a bad decision. That's my opinion. It was a bad decision, and he wound up being the first alternate for the Olympic team. So they were like, number one, you're from Nebraska, and Nebraska is an area where you get a lot of journeymen out of Nebraska. You know what I mean? Like, they have a boxing circuit, and you can go look at the cards that they have there. He was fighting out of Colorado, right? Just on cards where it's like, dude, this dude is fighting in the middle of a parking lot. I mean, go look at his fights. When he turned pro, he was fighting in what looked like in the middle of a park, like your neighborhood park. They put some chairs around, and there he is fighting. But if you look at how Errol Spence Jr. started his professional career, Errol Spence Jr. started on a major card. Now, he wasn't the featured guy on a major card, but I can't remember what undercard he was on. But Terrence Crawford, even after he was it was evident that this guy was super talented, they still had him fighting on the undercards of Brandon Rios' undercard, Brandon Rios versus he had him fighting on Miguel Cotto versus Delvin Rodriguez's undercard. I mean, he was destined to be an undercard fighter, dude. That's how he came up, dude. So in a lot of ways, like, doing this research on him, I can understand why he would be hesitant not to leave Top Rank and hesitant to be like, all right, I'm just going to do it on my own. Because like Errol Spence Jr. walked into a situation where shit, he was like, you know, the future king. Like, this is an Olympic quarterfinalist. You know, he's got a exciting style. You know, he's from an area, you know, a major metropolitan area like Dallas, Texas, where if he gets big, you can actually fight. You know, he can fight in Dallas. Like, everything looked good for Errol Spence, but that's not the situation that Terrence Crawford came in, man. But anyway, you could tell in those early fights when he was fighting guys that he could just blow out, he did it orthodox. He did it orthodox, and he was killing these dudes. But in every one of those fights that he was fighting orthodox, you saw him get clipped. But when he moved up to British Prescott, that's when it was when his switches to southpaw he started doing it for much more extended periods of time. And then he'll go back to orthodox as soon as he sees you hurt. Boom, he's back in orthodox trying to get you. If you act like, you know, you recovered or you couldn't quite take advantage of it, boom, back to southpaw. Back to making you fight on your opposite side to kind of, and I think what it does is cover up the fact that he's got some technical flaws while he's throwing in combination. And the main one that I see is that his chin is straight up in the air. Anyway, man, I'm sorry I went into that for that long a period of time. Yeah, exactly. The stone that the builders rejected. That's Terrence Crawford. And for real, dude, I'm feeling it for him. I'm understanding better. As a part of doing the research on this thing, I think I understand where he's coming from better. Man, that dude wasn't treated right, man. For real. Hey, Angie Wise said, great channel, Mr. Fannon. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, man. Yep, Rios versus Alvarado card, man. She says, somebody fight Demetrius. I mean, dude, Demetrius Andrade, dude, fucked his own stuff up, dude. Demetrius, everything that Demetrius Andrade has going on, dude, that's fucking on Demetrius Andrade. Because Demetrius Andrade did the opposite of what Terrence Crawford did to get put on. See, Demetrius Andrade was somebody that was supposed to get put on. He was like a legendary amateur. You know what I mean? Like the best of the best amateurs, you know, highly recruited as an amateur into the pros. And what did Demetrius Andre do to screw his stuff up? Ducking out of and screwing over Jermell Charlo for a 154-pound title. If he would have fought Jermell Charlo, instead of trying to be tricky with it and negotiate himself a better deal with Rock Nation, and see how, he can come up sneaky style, if he hadn't dropped out of the fight, dude, I think his career could have been significantly different. Significantly different. So I don't feel too much for him. Even like his signing with Matchroom. Like, why would you? When he did it, I was like, why would you do that? It doesn't matter whether or not. It doesn't matter whether or not they had all of the other welterweights over at DAZN. They weren't giving you a fight. These dudes ain't fighting you. You're just somebody. He was just the guy, the first big name guy that they could get to sign. And after he signed and other people signed, dude, they didn't care. They don't care about Demetrius Andre. I mean, and I don't want to even hear anything about the fact that Jermell Charlo didn't go to DAZN to fight him, because DAZN and Eddie Hearn, through Eddie Hearn, said that they didn't want Demetrius Andre to fight Canelo. I mean, dude, there shouldn't even be any issue about whether or not Demetrius Andre would have been able to fight Canelo. Canelo had 3 of the 160-pound belts at the same time. He had the IBF, he had the WBA, and he had the WBC. Not that bullshit WBC franchise shit he got now. The real WBC belt that Jermell Charlo has. He had all of those. And the WBO belt was held by Demetrius Andre. They were the only 2 champions at 160 pounds. And what does he do? Move up and fight Rocky Fielding, if I recall correctly. I know for sure he didn't fight him. I do believe he moved up to 168 pounds and said, nah, I'll take Rocky Fielding. That's what it. So I feel nothing for Demetrius Andre because, dude, I am not Nostradamus, dude. But I pay enough attention to boxing to know how these dudes move. You are a southpaw. You are a southpaw who is a better boxer than damn near everybody. Because don't get it right. Don't get it wrong. Boo Boo's a fucking monster. Boo Boo's a monster. He might not have the strongest punching power in the world, but he's very fast. He's very smart. And he's very, very, very accurate. Even his wild punches, dude. Even his wild punches are accurate. Like, you'll think some shit that's coming from way out here on Demetrius Andre is wild. It ain't wild. It will land, boop, right where he wants that sucker to, man. Right where he wants it to. My man said, Chris Colbert. Yes, sir. I keep familiar. I got to get used to not calling him Lil B-Hop. Dude, once you amateur boxers, when you turn pro, pick your alias and stick with it. Okay? It's still Pretty Boy Floyd to me. Your mama call you Pretty Boy Floyd. I'm calling you Pretty Boy Floyd. You don't get to switch that up. He said, yeah, his punches look crazy, but land. Accent on land. Right where he wants him to. Fannon, I had a Showtime Charlo. Oh, Fannon, he had a Showtime Charlo deal on the table and signed with DAZN instead. Yeah, that's the second time he did that to Showtime. But he had an actual fight. He had a deal for Showtime before. He had a multi-fight deal offered to him. I believe it was a multi-fight deal that was offered to him ahead of the Jermell Charlo fight to sign with Showtime. And instead of doing that, even though he had agreed to the fight, he backed out of the fight to try to sign with Rock Nation. And then his promoter sued Rock Nation. And then Rock Nation acted like they had never made him an offer. The offer that Demetrius Andre said was made was that Rock Nation, Jay-Z's sports company, told them that what's going on, Derlin James, told Demetrius Andre that they would pay him the amount of money he would earn from the Jermell Charlo fight and sign him for more fights. So this is what when somebody offers you that, this is what you should think. That sounds too good to be true. Put it in paper, put it down on paper, make the offer to me where if I sign it, you're obligated, and then maybe we can move on. But to take word of mouth on a dinner table in New York and drop out of a fight on a promise, not even a direct promise from Jay-Z. Dude, Jay-Z would have had to shown up, told me that, and put it on a piece of paper and signed it in front of me before I would believe that shit. And he believed it, and he got screwed for it. And as a result, even right now, people don't mention why. They're like, well, why won't Jamal Charlo fight Demetrius Andrade? Dude, if I'm Jamal Charlo, I'd be like, fuck Demetrius Andrade. That was my brother's first chance to get a title. Jamal Charlo is the best 154-pound champion. He could have won. He could have taken that fight with Demetrius Andrade earlier and won his belt earlier. He had a whole training camp, was ready to go. He spent money on the training camp. He spent time on the training camp. He didn't get his title fight, and he didn't get his money. Why would Jamal Charlo then go into a fight now with Demetrius Andrade, assuming that the fight was actually going to get made? You know what I mean? Once bitten, twice shy. Once bitten, twice shy. Very reasonable thing for Jamal Charlo to say, nah, boo-boo, not going to do it. But that's not saying that Boo-boo ain't a great fighter. Boo-boo can handle that business, man. I mean, and that's why they don't want to fight him. You know what I mean? He said no to, is that Rat Nation? Oh, he said no to Rat Nation, Rock Nation. Grace Terrell, Andre's handlers ruined him for not fighting. Yeah, you can't do, bro. You screwed. You know how many people he screwed over with that? Dude, he screwed over Showtime, who already had the date set on their calendar. Right. By the way, note, something came out today. I shouldn't do it because all you guys run and make videos about it when I say it, and then I don't have a chance to get my video out. Look for my Deontay Wilder video that comes out today. I ain't saying it because somebody gave me this information and pointed this to me, but check out my Deontay Wilder video today. And Deontay Wilder took a fight that he shouldn't have, that he had every reason in the world not to take. But he didn't pull out of a fight despite having some very serious issues in his life because of the amount of money it would screw up for other people. He had already made the commitment. They had already spent a ton of money, promoting the fight. They had already, had other fighters schedule their fights around him. And he was in a position where all things, according to what this guy is saying, and he's a good source, that Deontay Wilder, based on what he had going on in his life, should have wanted to pull out of the fight, but knew that he couldn't do it because it would affect so many people and cost so many people money. But Demetrius Andrade didn't give it a second thought. Maybe he gave it a second thought, but if he gave it a second thought or a third thought, he still pulled the trigger. Some things you can't do, man. You know what I mean? Or you just get a really bad reputation with people and people don't want to deal with you. You know what I mean? Said her not even trying to get him a fight with Gigi or Canelo. His priority is Callum and Liam's. Yeah, like who? What is that going to do for his career? I mean, dude, if Demetrius Andrade was with the PBC, he would be in a situation where he would get fights with all of those 154-pounders that are going to move up. Because Demetrius Andrade, remember, started at 154. He was right down there with Jamal Charlo, Jamel Charlo, Erislandy Lara, Austin Trout. That might have been a little bit before Hurd is there. But dude, those all kind of fighters for him to fight. But he goes over to the zone, and what's going on? And now the zone, dude, there might even be a DAZN. Like, seriously, there might not even be a DAZN when boxing comes back. How are they going to build their momentum back from what happened to them? The network that is most severely affected is DAZN, more so than Showtime, because Showtime ain't shutting down. They're not shutting down. They got plenty of movies to show. ESPN's not shutting down. They've got plenty of taped sporting events to show, and they're part of a package that people already pay for anyway. The ESPN Plus app isn't going to cost them. I can't imagine it cost them that much money to upkeep the application. You know what I mean? That's a cost. That's just a cost to a larger organization, and it's sold in bundles. And matter of fact, ESPN Plus now is sold in bundles. So when you go to ESPN Plus, you also get Disney Plus. Disney Plus isn't going anywhere, so ESPN isn't going to get removed from that bundle. But DAZN is not bundled. DAZN is a standalone app, and I canceled my DAZN, and I don't cancel shit unless I absolutely have to cancel it. Like, because I believe, like, hey man, you know, I like this because I didn't mind what's going on with DAZN. Do you think Haney? Do you think Haney should? Oh, fuck with Heyman? I mean, my personal belief is eventually he's not going to have a choice. Eventually, I don't think he's going to have a choice. I don't think that DAZN is viable. And I don't think that they've got a lot of interest in him. But that's my thought. I don't think DAZN has a lot of interest in him. Like, I think a lot of the momentum that Devin Haney even got from DAZN was because Alexander Usyk pulled out of a fight at the last minute because of an injury, and he was the guy that carried the show. So when he carried that show, it's like now he becomes a commodity to DAZN. Before that, he was just kind of a lower prospect. He's a prospect, you know? But he got put into that situation, I think. It's just me on the outside looking in. But no, man, I mean, if I was him, I don't understand why, dude, for real, I don't understand. I don't understand it, dude. I mean, because I know from having enough conversations with people that are signed to the PBC, I mean, and having long, good conversations with them. Not like, you know, not conversations that are going to be put on his either going to be referenced in a video on the channel or discussed in a live stream. I've had conversations with people, dude, and I've done business with a lot of people in my life. And you can tell a lot of times what somebody is like. The reputation that they have with people means a lot. And I've still yet to hear, even with people where the situation didn't work out with the PBC, I've never heard a scenario that made me think that Al Heyman was fundamentally mistreating people or somebody that could not be trusted. I know of situations where people were working with the PBC and they were under contract for the PBC and they didn't want to do something that the PBC wanted them to do. And what the result of it was, they got released from their contract. They didn't get starved out. It wasn't like a situation where if you don't fight the guy that I want to fight, or you don't take the trainer that I want you to take, or if you don't do the things that I want you to do, I'm just going to let you sit and freeze so you can't fight with anybody else unless I say so, and I'm not going to give you the say so. So you need to either do what I say, or you need to spend a lot of money to buy yourself out of this contract. That's not what's going on in the PBC. That's what's happening in Top Rank. With Top Rank, if you don't do what Bob Arum wants you to do, or you get on the wrong side of Bob Arum will starve you. And that is known. Or he will starve you, and if you want to get out, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to get out of your contract. If you're dealing with a guy that could pull that on you, but they say, nah, just let him go. If he don't want to be here, let him go. No worries, man. Send me the deal, and just send me the letter. Termination letter, cool. My signature on your termination contract, where you're off scot-free. I can go on about my business. You can go on about your business. Good luck to you. You just don't fit. You don't fit in my plans. I don't fit in your plans. Dude, when you get in a situation like when you can deal with a person like that, you know that guy really does have a philosophy about fighters first. You know what I mean? And that's what I've seen from the outside looking in. The outside looking in. But you have people like boxers, you have managers, you have people that are generally shady fucking people. You know, like they're just not real people. And that's what I see, like, not that I know Demetrius Andre, but The move that he made with Jermell Charlo, I wouldn't deal with him. Why would I want to deal with you when I know you pulled out on somebody else? You know what I mean? I know you just screwed over. You just stole money from people. You burnt his money because that's what Demetrius Andrade did. Demetrius Andrade, his actions. If you think of it this way: somebody has a fight. They have to pay their trainer. So they're paying their trainer. They're paying their sparring partners. They're paying if they go away to somewhere else to train. They're paying for their housing at their, wherever they're training. They have all those costs. They have to eat during training camp. All of those things, right? What they have to do and the sacrifices they make in training camp, right? Away from their wife and kids, all of that. They're training, losing weight, all of that. And you pull out of a fight because you can make a little extra money down the road. You are literally pouring kerosene on their time and pouring kerosene on their money and lighting it on fire. And if you see that somebody's willing to do that with somebody else, you best believe if the thing comes, if push comes to shove, that they will do that. They can do that. There's a high potential that they can do that to you. So I wouldn't deal with them. If at all possible, I wouldn't deal with them. You know what I mean? RC Boxing Life says, salute Fannon. Quick recap. Who do you get in the EF? Oh, who do you get in the Errol's EJ versus Mayweather fight, both in their prime? I don't know, man. It's a pick'em fight. It's a pick'em fight because Errol Spence Jr. is a monster and he's a real welterweight. Size matters. He's southpaw. He's a real welterweight and he has a style that is difficult, that I think would be about the most difficult style for Floyd Mayweather Jr. I also think that Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s prime years, when he's in his absolute best, is at 130 and at 135 pounds. So the real question for who should beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. in their prime is what Vasily Lomachenko would do with him, what Devin Haney would do with him, what Teofimo Lopez would do with him, what Miguel Berchelt would do with him, what Tevin Farmer would do with him. They would lose to him and lose to him horrifically and not even a close fight. You know what I mean? Lomachenko, guys like that. You're talking about, when you start talking about Errol Spence Jr., you're now talking about a guy that's a full-fledged welterweight. In his prime, I don't even know if Errol Spence Jr. is in his prime yet. Because his prime might be 154 pounds for all we know. So I would say, but at the same time, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is such a special talent. And he's so skilled. And he's just, you ain't ever actually even seen him beat, that I can't just be like, yeah, Errol would beat him in his prime, because Lord have mercy, maybe he could have moved up to 140. Maybe he was that good where he could still move up. Could still move up to 147 and beat some people. But like when you saw, like, for example, something makes me wary about that is the Shane Mosley fight. Dude, Shane Mosley, I don't know about Floyd in a prime Shane Mosley. I don't know. Because Shane Mosley really did almost end Floyd Mayweather. I had never seen Floyd Mayweather in that much trouble as he was when he got hit by Shane Mosley. Dude, that was a tough fight, dude. Like, he got over it. He made the adjustment and won the fight going away. But I don't know if you've been able to do that with Shane if Shane was still Shane. You know, if it's the lightweight Shane. You know what I mean? I thought, dude, that was Shane. But that shows that Floyd got there's a lot to Floyd. For Floyd to overcome and win that fight, you know what I mean? Floyd has the ring craft to get out of any fight with a win. No, he doesn't. He ain't. I'm going to tell you who he does not have the ring craft to get out of a fight with. Jermall Charlo. He don't got the ring craft to get out that fight. He's going to lose that fight. He's going to lose that fight. Because a jab to the chest is going to land. And he doesn't have anything to set Jermall Charlo back with. I mean, at a certain point in time, dude, it's a no-no. Like, he wasn't going to fight Gennady Golovkin. As much Shane and his toothache knew, Man, as much as people wanted Floyd fight Gennady Golovkin, Dude, Floyd wasn't stupid. Floyd wasn't moving up to fight Gennady Golovkin, who's a straight up 160 pounder. Dude, Errol Spence Jr. very well might be a middleweight. Dude, he's weighing 190 pounds in between fights. Now, he said, in his interview that he had yesterday, I was very encouraged in what I saw because his face didn't fill out. Like, I was like, that's Errol Spence Jr., I think, is going to be trouble when he gets back, dude, because his face wasn't full in that interview. If you guys saw the interview that we're talking about, his face wasn't bloated. I was like, that's what's up. It looked like he didn't have puffy cheeks. You can tell Errol Spence Jr. gains weight in his face. You know what I mean? Well, we all gain weight in our face. I gain less weight in my face than some other people do because I just got kind of a linear face. So I can be fatter down low than you think, but yet in my face, it just doesn't look like it's all that much weight in there. But Errol Spence Jr. puts on weight. He puts weight in his face. But so you can tell that his weight is in the 160s. He's in the 160s right now. He's probably, I suspect he's 15, no more than 15 pounds. No more than 15, 16 pounds away from being able to fight, which is a lot better situation. You'd back Floyd against Charlo? You crazy. I'd take your money. I would take your money. For sure. I would take your money. I don't see that. I don't see it, dude. Fannon skinny face. Yeah, my face gets real narrow when I'm not fat. Jose de Jesus said, what do you think about Bomac being trainer manager for Terrence Crawford? Do you think he has Crawford's best interest if he's double dipping, could be playing TC? No, man, I don't think that there's any issue with that. I think Terrence Crawford is pretty savvy. I think Terrence Crawford is savvy. I don't think he's stupid at all. I just think he's a quiet dude. And he doesn't talk a lot, but he knows what his money is at the end of the day. And I think those guys are partners. That's the feeling that I get. I believe that Bomac and Terrence Crawford are partners. And I think that Bomac wants the best for Terrence Crawford. And I think Terrence Crawford wants the best for Bomac. I think that's a partnership made in heaven. I mean, and Bomac is the type of dude, you can tell by the way that camp, at least what leads me to believe that is the way that camp is organized. He's got like 4 other trainers or 3 other trainers in there with him. I think those guys are all in it together, man. I think they're all team bud, man. You know what I mean? I think they're team bud. And I think that they made a decision. Like, look, man, we've made it. No need to roll the dice. We've made it. Let's not gamble. You know what I mean? We got a couple more years left in this thing. Nobody expected us to get where we are right now. So look, man, we making $3 million a fight guaranteed, plus some of the gate. We can knock off another 10 fights, dude. That's $30 million, man. We feed everybody around here, man. I mean, the only reason that I ever speak negatively about Terrence Crawford re-signing with Top Rank is related to my desires and what I want to see as far as the welterweight fights taking place. It's not that I don't understand why Terrence Crawford would do it, because truth be told, the person that took a chance on Terrence Crawford was Bob Arum. I mean, and Terrence Crawford might feel some loyalty toward him for that, because nobody else ran out there trying to sign. Dude, like I said, he was fighting on cards in Colorado when he came out of the pros. And every opportunity that he got in professional boxing, every major opportunity that he got was given to him by Bob Arum. Even though Cameron Duncan was the person, Cameron Duncan was looking for somebody to manage, and Mikey Garcia said, hey, man, you should sign Terrence Crawford. So Cameron Duncan says, okay, let me try to sign Terrence Crawford. He signs with Terrence Crawford. Then Cameron Duncan takes him to Top Rank, and Top Rank says, okay, yeah, we'll sign him. Yeah, we'll put him on some cards. Cool. Now he's got fights. You know what I mean? And he's got fights in his own weight class. It's not like he was put in a situation where he had to fight in 154 pounds. Like, yeah, we got a spot for you, but really we need you to fight at 154 pounds. Whoa, no, I'm not 100. Hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. If you want to sign with me, you got to be a 154 pounder. And we got this up and coming young 154 pounder I don't know, Landy Lara. We got this Cuban southpaw. We got this Cuban southpaw Landy Lara that signed with us. So yeah, you can. Yeah, we'll have you fighting those guys and putting him at some tremendous size disadvantage. That's not what Bob Arum did. What Bob Arum did for him, he was at 140. He was fighting fights at 140 when he signed with Top Rank. And then once he got into competition, like championship contention, they were like, okay, let's move you down to 135. We're going to give you your big shot at 135. After he proved it with Breedis Prescott, they gave him a shot at 135 pounds. Now, he may not be had the love affair with Bob Arum that Vasily Lomachenko had, or Teofimo Lopez had, right? Or Oscar De La Hoya had. He still gave the dude a shot, and he did take advantage of it. So I could see maybe why he would have some loyalty towards him. You know what I mean? I think that would be a reasonable thing. But for me, I would prefer him to let me see some fights. I want to see some fights now. I want to see you against the best fighters, because I'm still, as I said, I'm going through all of his fights, and I'm all the way up to Yuriorkis Gamboa, and I'm still waiting. You know what I mean? I'm still waiting. Every one of these guys is somebody you knew when he walked in the ring he was going to beat. And Ricky Burns especially. Like Ricky Burns, dude, it was amazing listening to the Ricky Burns fight. Those guys were like, they knew and heard, Terrence Crawford is, they knew by the time he got to Ricky Burns that Ricky Burns was going to lose that fight. You know what I mean? No, he's a special fighter. And that's another, and Eddie Hearn was in there taking that L, because Eddie Hearn had to get that money. It's like, hey, man, let me get this big fight. Fannon, hello. What's going on? Trick Note in the building. King Jarrell said, Jamal is a monster, and at 154 would be a bad fight for Floyd, but he missed a lot of punches in his first fight with Harrison, even though I think he won. Floyd at 54, 18 years ago. Floyd at 54, 8 to 10 years ago, back in Floyd. Maybe. But Jamal Charlo ain't Errol Spence. He's not a southpaw. He's not that type of pressure fighter. You know what I mean? All right, cool. Sorry about that, man. I had to make sure I check these things for work, because people have been hitting me with stuff all out the blue. Mel fought Harrison, not Maul. Did I say Jamal? I mean, we all know, dude, if we mess up J.A. Dixon, if somebody messes up Jamal and Jamel, it's got to be what it is, dude. It's funny, dude. When I first started my channel, dude, I used to mix up Jamal and Jamel, and I used to mix up David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez. Because I would take the picture, and I knew who the difference between the fighters, obviously. But when I saw the picture, I would put a picture up of Jamel when I was talking about Jamal. I had to teach myself to look for the lion's tattoo on the guy's chest. Okay, lion tattoo. That's Jamal. Now I can see them enough. I can just look in their faces and tell the difference. And I know that Jose Benavidez is garbage and David Benavidez is the truth. And in two entirely different weight classes. Floyd would beat them all with the smarts, dog. Seriously, man, dude, don't lunch, man. Maybe he would, but you can only thinking only takes you so far. Like Floyd, I don't think Floyd could outthink. He wouldn't have been able to outthink Manny Pacquiao if he wasn't a better athlete than Manny Pacquiao. Like the thing that really, I just rewatched the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Manny Pacquiao fight. The thing that really got me, because I was watching a lot of I watched like 2 Manny Pacquiao fights, and I watched Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd. And the one thing that stood out to me about Floyd versus Manny is that Manny his foot speed did not work with Floyd, because Floyd's a better athlete. He just doesn't use it as much. Like he's not using his foot speed as much, but he has it. So whenever Manny tried to jump in, Floyd was gone. Where other fighters like Miguel Cotto, Manny Pacquiao could get in and out as he wanted to, because because Cotto didn't have the foot speed to keep up with him. Didn't have the foot speed or the hand speed to keep up with him. Floyd had the foot speed and the hand speed to catch up with him, and the length. So whenever Manny Pacquiao wanted to start off, whenever Manny wanted to start, Floyd ended it. It's like, nope, can't get in here. Sorry, I'm gone. All that hip and hopping inside and out wouldn't work because Floyd could take two steps. Floyd could take two steps back as fast as Manny Pacquiao could skip forward. That's a lot of athletic talent on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s part that allowed him to beat Manny Pacquiao. Not just his smarts. It's the fact that he's a tremendous athlete and can actually do the things that he wants to do. I don't know if he's going to be able to do the things with Errol Spence that he wants to do with Errol Spence, considering how much bigger Errol Spence is and how good of an athlete Errol Spence is. Errol Spence has tremendously fast hands, and he's got tremendously fast feet. He can get in quick, and he can get out quick, and he can counter you quick. He's it's from the southpaw stance. So the punches that Manny Pacquiao couldn't land, like, because he did get some straight rights off on Floyd. Them straight rights is coming from not just that, but the up jab, the jab to the body of Errol Spence. Because two of the weapons, like one weapon that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has that I think is excellent, is that jab to the body. Errol Spence Jr. has that same really stiff jab to the body, and then he'll follow that jab to the body with a stiff jab to the head and changes levels on it. I just don't know, man. I don't know. Junior the Truth said EJ is big, young, strong, athletic, boxing, black, southpaw. Gucci Floyd getting stopped by EJ. Dude, it's a tough dude. Floyd, I think you guys should also get something together, okay? At least this is my opinion on it. Exactly. The spear to the plexus. Yeah, it's ugly, dude. Both of them, whap to the gut. And see, that's something Shane did to Floyd Mayweather that threw him off. Anthony Jones, for now, were you from Texas? Nah, man, I'm from Illinois. I just moved to Texas. Love Texas, though. Love Texas. Errol can't beat Floyd. I can't see it. Well, right now, he would mop Floyd. That's without a doubt. I can see that for sure. A complete and utter mopping. Or no, maybe not a mopping. Floyd should be able to, Floyd is still more knowledgeable in the sport than Errol. But I just don't think his body can do anything with it. I mean, I doubt very much his body can handle that. Rand Jonesy said, Crawford is talented, not very skilled. People don't have the eye to see the difference. Crawford's physical talents are A level. His skills are B level. I think that switching really does cover up for some stuff. I really do. I think that's when he switches to southpaw, he knows that he gets hit in orthodox. And he'll jump to southpaw to stop all that action. Because people don't like to fight southpaw. And he's a functional southpaw. He's a functional southpaw. He's not fighting in the southpaw stance like Errol Spence Jr. is fighting in the southpaw stance. But he can go to that whenever he feels like he wants to slow the fight down. He's a very, very smart fighter. I do think he keeps his chin. His chin is exposed. And you see him get hit pretty consistently with straight shots. Pretty consistently. In fact, I haven't seen a fight yet where he hasn't taken one like that. Oh yeah, exactly. St. Cruz in 42, 43 is now too old for Floyd. His only big fight is Pac. Yeah, and I wouldn't even want to really, I don't even, but this is all academic because Floyd ain't about to do that, man. Floyd ain't stupid. You know what I mean? Floyd is a lot of things, dude. Stupid is not one of them, man. Kel Brownie Brook, Sheffield's finest, had nothing for Errol. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh, no, here's the thing, though. He had something for him, but he couldn't keep up with it. That's a hell of a pace, man. That's a hell of a pace. You know what I mean? The only guy that really has been able to handle that pace has been Sean Porter. But Sean Porter's kind of built for that. I don't know how I think Floyd would have had a really tough time with Sean Porter. I think he would have had a tough time with Sean Porter. Because Sean Porter's a way better fighter than Marcus Maidana, man. He's a way better fighter than Marcus Maidana. Errol's a way better fighter than Marcus Maidana. Errol's a better fighter than Jose Luis Castillo. He's a better fighter than Jose Luis Castillo. And that was his prime. He's a southpaw and a better fighter than Jose Luis Castillo. That's no gimme, dude. That's a tough fight, man. Yeah, and he keeps a really good distance. Like his spacing is excellent. Errol Spence can keep you in the pocket. It's hard to float and get away from that dude like that. You know what I mean? That's my take, man. That's the Blu-ray pace, though. No, it's not. Floyd kept that pace with he kept that same pace with Sean Porter. He kept that same pace with Sean Porter. They fought all fight. All fight. All fight. I don't think his endurance is. I think maybe if anything, his endurance was probably more affected in the Mikey Garcia fight. Floyd didn't even beat Castillo. Yeah, he did, man. Oh, I was talking Errol. Oh, that's Blu-ray. I know that was Blu-ray's pace. I thought you were talking about Blu-ray. Yeah, I know Blu-ray, like Blu-ray, the fitness trainer for Errol Spence Jr., his former fitness trainer. I got you, Bert. Errol has a pretty good chance, has a better chance than Charlo, but both lost, in my opinion. It's not improbable. It's not impossible that it could happen. It's not even improbable. Ain't nobody running away from Floyd, man. He's a great fighter, dude. Nah, man, Floyd will whoop your ass for 12 rounds, dude. Dude, Floyd's a champ, man. Floyd ain't do. All y'all thought y'all was going to get. Many of y'all didn't like Floyd, thought y'all was going to catch Floyd. You never caught him because the dude is a for real fighter, okay? It just so happened that the later part of his career was welterweight. He's not a welterweight. That's the only reason. If this fight, if we were talking about Errol Spence Jr. was a 135-pound fighter, if Errol Spence was a 135-pound fighter, then I would say no. I don't see it. Teofimo Lopez, 135-pounder, Floyd will beat the shit out that boy. Does not have a rat's chance. He doesn't have a rat's chance in a fucking lion's cage to beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. Devin Haney is not beating Floyd Mayweather Jr. Not happening. That's a very, very good fighter. That is not Floyd Mayweather Jr., man. Lomachenko is not beating Floyd Mayweather Jr. Richard Comey is not beating Floyd Mayweather Jr. Not going to happen, homie. Not going to happen. Even at 140 pounds, dude, Regis Prograis, love Regis Prograis to death. Love Jose Ramirez to death. They are not going to beat. I don't love Jose Ramirez to death. That's not true. I'm sorry. I was thinking Josh Taylor. But Jose Ramirez, very, very good fighter. Excellent fighter. Not a rat's chance in hell of beating Floyd Mayweather Jr. because they're too close to the same size. I'm talking about Errol Spence Jr. because Errol Spence Jr. is a guy that could very well wind up fighting at middleweight and comfortably at middleweight too. He's a big boy, man. He's a big boy who might actually be better at 154 pounds than he is at 147 pounds. Similar to the way I think that Terrence Crawford is probably better at 140 pounds than he was at 135 pounds because he didn't have to lose the weight. I don't think that, truly speaking, Terrence Crawford was never a 135 pounder. He got down to that weight. And then he is very quickly got back up to 140. What about Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather? No chance. No. I do not believe for anything that Gervonta Davis is beating Floyd Mayweather Jr. You got to show me something. You know what I mean? You got to show me something for me to see that. Dude, Floyd's the truth, man. Floyd at 130, 135 pounds, dude. The cat that was at 130. GGG and Spence at 54. Spence. I ain't that impressed by Gennady Golovkin. Not that impressed by Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin is going to have to catch Errol Spence Jr. extremely flush on the chin to have a chance to win that fight. I'm not impressed, but I don't really think that highly of Gennady Golovkin. That's the rest of you. That's the rest of some people that think that highly of him. I don't. I think he's a very solid fighter. He's a good fighter, but he's not what he's hyped. He's not what he's hyped up to be. He's had difficulties with every decent fighter he's fought. Daniel Jacobs. I thought he lost to Daniel Jacobs. Canelo. But then again, it just depends on how Errol Spence Jr. Gains his weight. If he can gain weight and he gets stronger and he keeps his speed when he moves up and it's more comfortable for him. Nah, at 154, no. You know, you think Errol could beat the Canelo that fought Floyd? Yeah. I do. I think he's got a chance to beat him. I think he got a chance to beat him now, depending on he puts up the. You're talking about pre-combuterol? You talking about pre-combuterol Canelo? Yes. He has a chance. And the reason he has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez is because of the way that he fights. You can't hit Canelo Alvarez in the head. That's the problem with anybody trying to beat Canelo Alvarez or Floyd Mayweather Jr. You're going to lose if you try to go to that dude's head. And they go body, head. And because he goes body, head, the head is going to be there because the body doesn't move. The body is not going to be out of, he's not aiming for your head. He's aiming for your body. And that's how I think you got to be able to beat a Canelo. To beat a Canelo, you got to be able to attack his body because you're not going to lay his hand on his head. The dude's defense is just gorgeous. I mean, that's the only way that you can describe Canelo Alvarez's head movement. Fucking gorgeous. Like, other word, dude, Canelo's the truth. If you're going to beat Canelo, you got to be able to keep Canelo from pot shotting you, and you've got to be able to get into it and be able to go to Canelo's body. Now, with Erislandy Lara, he was just too fast a foot. You know what I mean? And even then with Canelo, because Errol Spence can fight on the outside, he can get out of the way of Canelo when he wants to get out of the way of Canelo. Because Canelo is not somebody that can change. Canelo Alvarez really is not somebody that moves. He doesn't have tremendous foot speed. He's got tremendous upper body movement, head movement. But he likes you there. That's why he gets up against the ropes. Like, he'll fall up against the ropes to get you to come to him, to keep you in that space where he can slip punches, counter you. That's why if you saw him against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., you saw him against Gennady Golovkin in the first fight, why he spent so much time against the ropes. Because it's kind of like a rope-a-dope. It's like, come to me. You think that I'm vulnerable. You're not really going to hit me, but I'm damn sure going to make you pay when you miss me. You know what I mean? That's Canelo. But Errol, being somebody that is a guy that goes to the body, he has the better chance of really scoring points and wearing down Canelo, who has, according to some people, and it's an observation that I haven't made, but I respect the people that made the observation, that, you know, he tires in the second half of the fight. And then Errol Spence, you can see with Mikey Garcia, he has the ability to stay out of your way if he wants to stay out of your way. If he wants to fight on his back foot and just make sure you can't catch up with him, he can do that too. So, I mean, it's an interesting fight with Canelo, and they're roughly the same. They're roughly the same size. Now, do I think Canelo might have the ability to beat him? Yeah, I think he might be able to pull that fight off too. But I just think that Errol Spence is the dude. Errol Spence just beat Sean Porter, dude. The dude is special, man. Errol's a special fighter. Canelo's a special fighter. You know what I mean? Yeah, Khan outboxed Canelo. Yeah, if you stay on the outside, because he doesn't have tremendous foot speed to go in there and cut you off. But Khan eventually was going to go night-night with that big-ass blast he got. You know what I mean? And maybe Errol Spence Jr. power will increase when he goes up in weight. And I have a suspicion that it would increase when he goes, at least when he goes to 154. Because I think he really is a 154-pound fighter right now. Like, that's where his body is best. I think 160 is where he'll go up, and he might wind up fighting guys that could be at 168 and then fight guys that really are bigger than him, like Jamal. Like, Jamal is really bigger than him. You know what I mean? But look, man, much love to everybody that came through the chat today. I certainly hope you guys gave me my thumbs up, dude. Here. I got 148 likes, dog. Dang, I wish I could get 200 likes, man. Really wish I could get 200 likes. But it is what it is, man. Make sure you guys go over to KQKC Boxing, who's coming up next. Check him out on his channel. And again, go to my man D-Style Boxing, subscribe, and join a member of his channel, man. Excellent channel. And with that, I'm out. Peace.